want to call them here. The box is right there. That's the box right there.
Just wanted to let you know that seating is limited. There is overflow seating in the Eccles building, and it is air conditioned. So if you can't find a seat, you can head over to the Eccles building, and it will be broadcast over there.
Yes.
Will the audience please stand for the processional march and stay standing until you are asked to be seated?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while the color guard of the Manti, Utah National Guard unit presents the flags of the United States of America, great state of Utah. Stowe College Wind Symphony will then perform the national anthem, and the color guard will post the colors. Color guard. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Snow College Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and students and alumni, we warmly welcome you to these commencement exercises celebrating the graduating class of 2021. Get this, with this class of graduates, Snow College is now 133 years old in its mission of educating productive, well-rounded citizens and leaders. My name is Brad Cook, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to serve as the president of Snow College. It was really 35 years ago I started my journey here as a college student at Snow. And let me reassure you that there really is no other place like this college. So while much has changed in 3 decades at Snow, there is still much that hasn't, especially in terms of Snow College's nurturing spirit that suggests personal attention, high touch, and high quality. Let me go ahead and have you sit. I should have done that earlier. Sorry about that. It's so good to see you all. So good to see these graduates. So after my time here as a student, doors opened for me, and as they will for you graduates. And I was given additional opportunities to further my education, and it has now been a distinct privilege to now return to my alma mater in this capacity. My wife, Jen, joins me in personally welcoming you all to this beautiful campus. This afternoon, I'd like to thank Dr. Michael Huff, Nate Siemens, the Snow College Wind Symphony, and a cappella choir for their music. And those that know about our music program will know how exceptional it is, and we thank them for sharing their talents with us on this special occasion. So thank you. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce those seated on the platform. So as I read their names, will they kindly stand and remain standing? And audience, please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Our very distinguished guests and honorees today are Kristen Cox, Representative Francis Gibson, our student body president, Matt Griffin, Tanner Eddington, our 2021 class valedictorian, and representing the State Board of Higher Education, Deputy Commissioner Jeff Landward of the Utah System of Higher Education. Next, Leslie Kiesel, Chair of the Snow College Board of Trustees, and Trustee Rick Robinson, Vice Chair of the Board. And the following members of the Board of Trustees are here with us today. Trustee Irma K. May, Trustee John Cox, Trustee David Christensen, Trustee and Alumni President Kay Christensen, Trustee Karen Soper, and Trustee Randy Cox. We are also pleased to welcome to the stage Representative Darren Owens, member of the Utah House of Representatives, representing District 58, and serves as the Economic Development Director here at Snow College. Also, John Scott, our Mayor of Ephraim City, our academic deans, Dr. David Allred, Humanities, Dr. Michael Huff, Fine Arts, Communication and New Media, LaFawn Barnhurst, Business and Applied Technologies, Mike Brenchley, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Dr. Kevin Sorensen, Natural Sciences and Mathematics, and finally, members of the administration and others who are on the platform, will you please stand? We're honored to have these distinguished guests and students with us. Thank you. You may sit. Thanks. And now, would all members of our faculty and staff, current or retired, please stand? So these are the people associated with the college who are really most responsible for Snow College's special sauce and who have really been on the front lines helping our students achieve their goal of graduation today. I extend my personal and deep appreciation for their work. And this year especially, they've cooperated with new rules to stay healthy, been selfless as they have sacrificed things to benefit everyone else on campus, and in so many ways demonstrated courage and persistence. They've had to adapt their teaching modalities to accommodate quarantines and sickness, adjusted normal workflows to help students have a real college experience. And Snow College is the only institution, get this, I want you to listen to this, Snow College is the only institution in the state and quite possibly in the nation, to have offered more than 90% of our classes face-to-face this year. That took a toll on everybody, students, parents, faculty, staff alike, but we could not have happened with these colleagues. So I'm privileged to be associated with you. Please join me in offering a sincere, heartfelt thank you. Thank you again. Please sit. Thank you. I'd also like to note that the work of these incredible colleagues and students has not gone unnoticed by national audiences. Indeed, Snow College continues to be recognized nationally for student success and was recently designated by the Chronicle of Higher Education, which is the country's premier higher education publication, as the #1 institution in its class for student success. Truly, there is no better place in the country in helping students succeed as measured by graduation rates and successful transfer rates. Just think about that. Here at Snow College, the very best institution of its type, right here in Ephraim and Richfield. This is an incredible accomplishment, and it's a testament to the committed, caring community upon which Snow College is built. Another recognition that deserves note, each year the state of Utah selects best of state winners in a variety of categories. And just recently, the 2021 winners have now just been announced. And Snow College was awarded 4 best of states, 4 gold medals. The first was to our Vice President for Technical Education, Stacy McKiff. Stacy, are you with us? Vice President McKiff was recognized as the very best higher education administrator in this state this year. Professor Jay Olson. Jay, are you here? I didn't recognize you without your cowboy hat. There we go. Now I recognize you. Professor Olson was honored as the very best college and university teacher in Utah this year. Barbara Delane also won Best of State Honors. Where's Barb? There she is, right there. Thanks for being patient with us being outside. This has been a few years since we've done this, and we'll just dance with Mother Nature here. So Barb won the very best educational advisor this year. Additionally, the college received a gold medal for curriculum development for its Learn and Work program that the college designed to provide free training to members of the community who lost work during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, you know, in a year where there's been so much negativity, we have risen with 4 gold medals. This is really remarkable. Now, here are a couple other facts that you might not know about the college. Did you know that Snow College was ranked the safest campus in Utah by the U.S. Department of Education? We don't take that for granted. That's very serious. We take that very serious. We also, Snow College is committed to remaining the most affordable education option in the state of Utah. There is no greater value than here at Snow. And we're committed to this because cost is one of the largest barriers for students when getting a college education. So in that spirit, Snow College is steering the funds that it recently received from the COVID federal stimulus money directly to students. So you may have seen on the news recently that Snow College will provide up to 14 credits for free next fall and spring. If a student will pay for the first 6 credits, Snow will cover the next 14 credits. So listen, if you've ever thought about going to college or going back to college, there is no better time to do that than right now. And I'm looking down at the faces of our graduates, and they're saying, oh, thanks a lot. Now, you're offering that now just as I'm going out the door? So I'm sorry. Not sorry. So listen, take advantage of this opportunity while we have these funds. Go back. Get that degree that you've always wanted to do. Complete that life goal. upskill, reskill now. This is really an opportunity. So it has never been more affordable. Okay, so next, will all of our Snow College alumni stand? So alumni, welcome home, and we invite you to continue to help us expand our Badger family. Today, we are all beneficiaries of generous alumni, and earlier this year, because of the generous alums like you, we completed a $5 million capital campaign goal for students for need-based scholarships. So most scholarships, as you might know, are academically based, and they're appropriate, but we have very few need-based scholarships in the state. But with you and supporters like you, we stepped up in being able to create scholarships for those students who need the help the most, so that these students can also get an education and get a jump on their life. So thank you very much for your generosity. Also, with respect to alumni and commencement, 3 of the 4 parents of our class valedictorians are former students. We're so grateful that you trusted us with your children, and we are proud of the many incredible things that Badgers are doing throughout the world. So today, another 1,200 graduates join our alumni ranks, and to you, class of 2021, we hope you too will continue to share Snow College pride with others. As you know, Snow College offers 2 4-year degrees, and a bachelor's degree in commercial music and bachelor's of science in computer software engineering. And yesterday, Amanda Drake, the valedictorian in the music program, addressed our baccalaureate graduates in a convocation. And today, we are pleased to hear from Tanner Eddington, who was selected as the class valedictorian for all of our 2-year degrees. You can read his biography on page 4 and 5 of your printed program. But Tanner grew up in Perry, Utah, and is the son of Brad and Christy Eddington. He and his wife Shaylee will move to Ogden, where he will continue to study nursing at Weber State. He plans to become a nurse practitioner or physician assistant in a rural community. So it's now my pleasure to invite Tanner to the microphone. Tanner?
Thank you. My fellow graduates, congratulations on making it to graduation. First of all, I'd like to thank the professors, administrators, and employees of the college for providing us with the opportunity to earn our educations and for helping us get to this point. I want to thank my family for all the support and encouragement they have given me. And I especially want to thank my wife for putting up with and supporting me with my busy workload, and my mom and dad for teaching me the importance of a good work ethic and the value of education. My mom and aunt are both Snow College alumni and are a big reason why I decided to come here to begin my college education. The first time that I came to Snow College was when I was in high school and came here for a tour. My parents drove me down and I fell asleep on the car ride. When I woke up, we were just entering the Sanpete Valley, we were surrounded by fields, and I had no cell phone service. I thought to myself, where are they taking me? My mom was worried that the remoteness would push me away from coming here, but I fell in love with it. Some people complain that there is nothing to do here and there are not enough places to go out to eat, but I found that this town had everything that I needed to get a start on my college education. Now, as I take the time to reflect on my time here, remembering the challenges of a pandemic and looking forward to what's ahead of us, I'm so glad that I decided to study here. Now, to my fellow graduates, I hope you take this time to look back upon how far you have come to get to this point. We started as freshmen, we had a goal to graduate, and being here today shows that you stuck with it. Now, as graduates, our time at Snow College goes from an experience to a memory. I hope that every one of you has positive experiences here at Snow that you can look back upon with fondness. Maybe you remember going to performances at the Echo Center, going to sporting events, getting together with friends at Western Swing, going on adventures with roommates, staying in for game and movie nights, or those long nights of studying and working on projects and assignments. Whatever it is that made your experience at Snow College memorable, I hope you hold on to that. Reflect back on the challenges that you faced that made you into a stronger person. Remember the good times and the relationships you have made during these last few years. Now, to those who are here to support the graduates, Thank you for being here and for your support. Hope you all can appreciate the hard work and sacrifice that these students have put in. Life as a college student is challenging. It gets even harder when you're living through a pandemic. When campus shut down last year in March, there's a lot of uncertainty of how our educations would continue. Our primary food sources of pasta, ramen, and cereal were nowhere to be found on the shelves of the only grocery store in town. That alone was enough to send people packing for home. We had a couple of months of online learning to finish out the semester, but in the fall, Snow College had its campus open to all of us, and they're prepared to continue in-person learning. As President Cook mentioned, not many colleges and universities were able to do that. In fact, many of them are still only teaching online. What a privilege we had to have the opportunity of getting our educations in face-to-face learning this year. Thank you, Snow College. You were voted best college in the nation for student success for a reason. Graduates, there are those of you who are done with your formal education and those who are moving on to get more training and education. Whatever your next step is, I hope you keep learning and using the skills you have gained at Snow College. I've already forgotten parts of the material that I was required to learn in all of my classes, but what I hope we are leaving with is more than just lists of memorized information. College has been teaching us how to learn, and I hope that skill stays with us throughout our lives. Recently, while attending the senior recital of Libby Bird, one of our many talented music students, she sang a song that she wrote called Smiling at the Rear View about her time at Snow College. The song really hit me and got me thinking about the challenges we faced and what is ahead of us. Here are some of the lyrics. Oh, what a beautiful ride these years have been. Oh, what a terrible shame all rides must end. Yes, I know, I must go. Tomorrow calls, and I must go, but I'll be smiling at the rear view. The song just reminds me of all the wonderful times here, and what a beautiful ride it has been. It is going to be hard for me to leave behind the experience of being around so many fun and hardworking students. I'm going to miss living in this beautiful valley. I will forever be grateful for the experiences I have gotten from attending Snow College. Whoever is next for each of you graduates, I wish you good luck. Thank you, and go Badgers!
Congratulations, Tanner. We're very proud of you and your accomplishments, and thanks for your remarks. We will now be pleased to hear a special musical presentation by the Wind Symphony titled Rocky Point Holiday. These music students, as you will see, represent some of the best of the best. Professor Siemens. Thank you very much. It is now my distinct honor and pleasure to present this year's honorary degree recipients and commencement speaker. The special purpose of awarding an honorary degree is to recognize someone who has achieved distinction and has made an unusual contribution to their professional field, higher education in general, or to a specific educational institution, and to bring honor to both the recipient and the institution. And today we are pleased to confer these degrees on two very deserving people. The first is Representative Francis Gibson and Kristen Cox. So as I confer the honorary degrees, I invite you to read their impressive biographies on pages 7 and 8 in your program. Let me ask Representative Gibson to please join me at the podium. Madam Chair, will you join me? Representative Francis Gibson represents District 65 in the Utah House of Representatives and has served in this elected position since 2009. He's chaired the Education Standing Committee and served on the Education Appropriations Committee, as well as many other committees and task forces, and is currently the Majority Whip. He is a strong supporter of higher education in Utah and a fierce advocate for Snow College in particular. He's also been involved with city government and various service organizations, including the Boy Scouts of America, the National Parks Council, and the Children's Justice Center. He's an extremely skilled administrator for multiple hospitals in the Intermountain Healthcare Organization. He and his wife, Sheila, have 4 children and have been avid Badger fans for years. And just so you know, the building to our immediate south, the Bergeson Activity Center, simply would not have been built without his support and advocacy. And we thank him for his leadership, his friendship. So Representative Gibson, on behalf of the Snow College Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, we thank you and are honored to present this honorary doctorate degree of humane letters to you. Francis also played football for BYU, so I'm feeling exceedingly short today. Our next awardee is Chris Cox. And Chris, will you join me? I first met Chris as she was working in the governor's office as she served as the budget director for the state of Utah. And believe me, she is an incredibly gifted public servant, incredibly skilled, and a person of great integrity. In this work, she saved millions of dollars for the state and realized many efficiencies during the 2008 economic recession. And Utah became one of the top 10 state budgets in the entire country. She's worked for 3 governors, served as a special appointee with the Department of Education in the Bush administration, and ran for lieutenant governor in Maryland. She's also worked extensively with nonprofits, been recognized by multiple organizations. She's authored 2 books and has remained very active in the business community since leaving the governor's office last fall. And on a personal note, Chris and her family love to spend time outdoors. And listen to this, her favorite adventures include skiing, skydiving, and hiking the Grand Canyon rim to rim. And get this, she's blind. On behalf of the Snow College Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, we are so honored to present this honorary doctorate degree of humane letters to you, Chris. Chair Kiesel, will you join me, please? Thank you, Chris. Congratulations, Dr. Cox. It has a nice ring to it.
I like that. My kids should call me that.
Yeah. We're privileged now to hear from Dr. Cox.
Such an honor to be here with such distinguished guests. I was thrilled when I heard Francis Gibson was going to be here. He is a force of nature in this state and has provided so much service. I was watching your president engage with the students as you all walk by, and it was inspiring. He called you by name. You can tell the energy and commitment he's put into each of you, and I really believe in the potential of people. Many, many years ago, when I was going blind, I was actually no skills as a blind person and no job opportunities and was barely getting by on public welfare. And I had people who believed in me, and it made all the difference, and I can see that that's what Snow College does for all of you. So it's great. Well, I was asked to give a commencement, and I know you're all really hot out there, so I'll go fast. But there's a few points in my life that have meant a lot to me, and I hope lessons that I can share with you. Now, for all disclosure, I don't live all of these things. I strive to live them and often fall short, but they're important principles that have made a difference for me along the way. The first one is not to expect from other people what we ourselves are not willing to give. Many, many years ago when we lived back in Maryland, I had much more vision than I did now, but was still once in a while using a cane. Didn't use it too much because I felt a lot shamed about it. But one day I decided to take my oldest son at the time, he was tiny, down to the aquarium for a little field trip. And it was a really interesting day. One of the people working at the aquarium saw us come in and noticed my cane and followed us around for a while. I think she thought I was going to fall into the shark tank, and she was very nervous the entire time we were there. When we left the aquarium, I had somebody come up on the street and try to give me a blessing for my vision, which is always interesting. And by the time we got to the bus driver was asking my then 4-year-old son where we were going and how much the bus would cost. I went to work the next day. At the time, I had worked at the National Federation of the Blind back in DC, and I was complaining about this to my mentor and boss, amazing man, and how awkward it was, and why do people have such low expectations of blind people? And he very calmly reminded me that the first day we met, his name is Mr. Gashel, I had asked him how much vision he had because he was so competent, I couldn't imagine he was totally blind. He reminded me of that. Soon thereafter, I had a few other adventures. I fell in a manhole and ended up going to a very intensive residential training. It's a good story. It turns out fine. But I go to this training program, and I'll tell more about that later. But he helped me understand that how could I expect other people to change their negative stereotypes if I hadn't done the hard work of changing my own? We live in a society where it's really easy to point fingers. We want people to understand us, but are we willing to understand? We want people to assume the best in our intentions, but do we assume the best in theirs? We want political civility nationally, but do we do that for people we don't agree with here at home and in our own families? When I was running the Governor's Office of Management and Budget, as President Cook so kindly talked about, we did have a goal to improve government performance by 25%. Having been a recipient of public services, I understood firsthand how dysfunctional government can be, and we're extracting money from the taxpayers, and it's not our money. But I knew before we could even talk to our agencies about that, we had to show in my office we could live up to that. Could we find 25%? And we did. We had 34 people in the staff. We brought it down to 21 and reduced all the turnover issues. But I share this because in life, when you go out to live your life, you're going to come across people that drive you crazy. And you're going to come across bosses you don't like and colleagues you don't get along with. And the trick in life isn't to get to change them. The trick in life is you living the standard you think they should live first. You have to learn to go first in forgiveness, in work ethic, in understanding, and in commitment. And it's not easy. It's much easier for me to blame the legislature. Right? I'm joking, Francis Gibson. But it's much more difficult to change ourselves. So that was one lesson that's been really important to me. The second one is learning to ask the right question. So my dear mentor, Dr. Jernigan, one of the smartest men I ever knew, totally blind, unfortunately he passed away, but he left such a mark on my life. He told me a story when he was right after high school. He was raised on a farm in Tennessee, and he had saved some money from working on the farm, and he decided to build and custom build furniture. So he would get wood from the farm, he'd haul it over to a sawmill, he'd cut the furniture, design it, totally blind, beautiful furniture, had a clientele. But he was told, this is what's so funny, he does all this, and he's told as a blind person, yeah, that's great, but you can't stain and varnish it. A blind person can do all that, but you can't stain it. And he bought into that for years. He bought into the idea that he couldn't stain and varnish. He went on to Dr. Jernigan and did amazing things in his life. And it always gave me pause because I understood that. He forgot to ask the right question. Not if he could do it, but how. When I was at BYU studying, had enough vision back then. I was wanting to go into zoology, go to Africa and study the gorillas like Diane Fossey. And as my vision worsened, I dropped out of zoology. And I asked myself the wrong question. I asked myself, what career could a blind person do? Rather than asking, how could a blind person become a zoologist? I know different today. I know that blind people, we have little tricks, things that we can do to figure life out. But I asked the wrong question. And I see this happening all the time in our government, in our organizations, in our own lives. It's not if we can do it, but it's how. Imagine with the whole response to the virus. Unfortunately, we had too many states that didn't ask the right question. How do we protect lives and livelihoods and make sure kids get educated, like you saw here at Stowe College? If we don't ask the right questions, we will never get the right answers, and they will take us down a dark path that inhibits our potential. So the other really interesting thing about this is we often think we have to know it all, right? The older I get, the less I know. And all of you starting your journey, there's probably a lot of questions. What are you going to do? A lot of pressure about what's your passion? Where are you going to land? How are you going to get a job? Do you get married? Do you have a family? All of these questions come up. But what's so interesting is questions just can tell us what we're curious about. I don't think asking the question of what are you passionate about, that's too heavy. What about just asking the question, what are you curious about? What interests you? And let those become the crumbs to shape and reveal your path. The questions always guide us in the right direction if we're open and we're bold and curious. Pretending that we know all the time is where we get shut down pretty quickly. There's a great quote. I love the book Self-Reliance by Emerson. And he has a quote in it. He said, "We must learn to detect and watch that gleam of light that flickers across our minds more than the luster of the firmaments of sage and barges." Meaning, trust that little flicker in yourself more than all the wise people around you. Ask the questions. Be curious. Ask not if something can be done, but how. 2 more lessons and then we'll wrap it up. The second one is about focusing on the controllables, not the circumstances. A few weeks ago, I was traveling and had to go to the Salt Lake Airport. And has anyone been to the new Salt Lake Airport? I'm pretty bitter about the whole thing. I knew the old airport. I knew it like the back of my hand. I knew that I turned right at Jamba Juice to get to DK. I knew it. And then they flipped it on me. So I get dropped off, and I was frustrated. Lots of friction, lots of hassle. And I was kind of, you know how we go off on our heads and we get all like angry in our heads about things, which is ridiculous. So I'm getting all angry in my head, and I remembered something that one of my mentors had told me. It was a great story. A wise man was in his village. The villagers brought him forward, and there was a road where a donkey was, and the donkey was blocking the road. Nobody could get past the donkey. If they tried to get close to the donkey would kick. And they wanted the wise man to do something. And the wise man came up, and he looked at the donkey. He turned around and went down another road. And I thought about the airport. I can't stop them from building a new airport. Not going to happen. And I can spend a lot of energy obsessing and being frustrated and anxious and worried about things I can't control. And oh my goodness, don't we do that all the time? And I remembered that story, and I thought, okay, I can't control a new airport, but I can control how I figure it out. Next time, I'm going to go an hour early. I'm going to have somebody cite it, draw on my hand how this thing works. I'm going to walk it and walk it and walk it until I know this thing. And now I can be your tour guide at the airport. I got it. I had to refocus. We live in it. This past year's been tough. So many things have fell out of our control, right? From politics at the national scene to the virus and pandemics and riots and, economic issues with potential inflation. There's so many things that feel out of our control, but that's not what life is. We abdicate our power the minute we put our energy and our time into things we cannot control. And this isn't about giving up and not making the world a better place. It's about investing your energy in the areas you can make a difference in. And time again, I've seen that with communities and families and leaders. When they understand what they can control and stop all the silliness, they actually can move the needle in big ways. So that's the third lesson. Really focus on what you can control and let the rest go. And that's how you'll make an impact. Final one. This one, my family's heard me tell this multiple times, but it's one I use every day. When I finally went back to that training program I told you about after I fell in the manhole, it was 5 months. And back then I had some more vision in my left eye. You would wear sleep shades the entire time, all day, every day. And you'd learn to cook and barbecue, and we had to use power saws to make tools and all this stuff. And we had to stain and varnish our own furniture, right? So we did all these things. But to graduate, there was one test we had to pass. And this was the one I was most scared about. They put us in a van. We had our blindfolds on, of course, and they would drive us around the city. There was music in the van, so they could just disorient us a little bit more. And they would drop us off in an undisclosed location, and we'd have to find our way back to the training center by ourselves. And we could only ask one question from a stranger, and we did have a Braille compass. And that, to me, seemed impossible. Their idea is that we could be parachuted into China and find our way out. And we would practice every day with our teachers on cane travel. And one day, my teacher took me over to a park to get ready for this. And I still remember this park. I still hate this park to this day. It's like the Minneapolis airport. It makes no sense to me. So I'm in this park, and I can tell where I am, north, south, east, west, but I can't get out of the park. Every time I walk, I hit a bench, and I step back. Then I walk, and I hit dirt. And I step back, and then I walk, and I hit grass, and I feel like I'm going in circles. And I finally stopped, and my teacher was so great, Tony Cobb. He would stand back enough just to give me enough rope to hang myself, and he let me struggle, which is what I needed. And he saw that I wasn't moving. I just stopped. And I think we can do that a lot in our lives. We can get overwhelmed and stop. We can become cynical, we can stop. We can lose confidence, we can stop. We can become bitter and resentful, and we stop. And we just stop moving in the right direction. He came up to me and he said something that I use this every day. He said, Kristen, you have to learn to walk through your confusion, your fear, and your uncertainty. He says, there is no new information by standing still. You will have to walk into the unknown to get the information you need to get out of here. We want certainty. We want to know how everything's going to work out. We want to know what we're supposed to do tomorrow and the next hour. And the reality is life isn't certain, as we all learned from 2020. But when we accept that, when we understand that life is inherently uncertain, we can find the courage to walk through it, get the new information so that we're growing in the process that only enhances and enriches our journey. So it's such an honor to be with all of you. I'm inspired. I want to go back to school now, just being back here. The determination, the sacrifice of the faculty, and your amazing president and the other distinguished guests on the stage. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you make the impact in this world that this world needs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris, you really are inspiring, and for being with us today. We are so glad that you're now a Snow College Badger, and as we say, once a Badger, always a Badger. So, before our Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Melanie Jenkins, officially presents the class of 2021, please allow me to say a brief word about the offerings and give a brief snapshot of these graduating students. There will be a combined total of 1,205 degrees awarded this year on our Richfield and Ephraim campuses. The majors students have most declared, other than general studies, include nursing, business, and music. The average age is 22, and get this, the oldest graduate today is 64 years old. So students come to us from so many places. 23 counties in the state of Utah are represented here today. Our graduates come from 22 U.S. states and from 14 different nations. So, for all of your accomplishments, we say congratulations, class of 2021. All right, and so now the moment really the graduates have been waiting for. By the authority granted to Snow College under the laws of Utah and by the authority of the State Board of Higher Education, students who have completed 2 years of satisfactory college study are awarded the associate's degree. These degrees are in the areas of arts, science, nursing, business, engineering, and applied science. In addition to the associate degree, diplomas, and certificates of completion are awarded to students who have completed these requirements. Candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates will be presented by Melanie Jenkins, our Provost and Chief Academic Officers. Melanie.
Candidates for graduation, would you please stand? Stay standing. President Cook, on behalf of the faculty, I present the candidates for associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates. These candidates have completed all requirements for these awards, and the candidacy has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees. I recommend that these degrees be awarded to them.
Candidates, you have fulfilled all of the requirements for the appropriate associate degree, diploma, or certificate of completion, and have now been recommended by our faculty and the Snow College Board of Trustees for graduation. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in the Utah State Board of Higher Education and then delegated to me, I now confer upon you the appropriate degree.
Graduates, you can be seated. We will have you come forward row by row. And right now, we'd like to invite the Board of Trustees to come down to this platform and help us award the certificate. Braden Meekum.
Hayden McDowell.
Mikhail Tolley.
Yuritsi Herede Campos.
Sydney Harris, cum laude.
Alyssa Baker, cum laude.
Abigail Smith.
Samantha Caseberg, summa cum laude.
Rebecca Weber.
Marion
Caitlin Ollinger.
Madison Draper.
Allison Ibsen.
Sarah McIver.
Caitlin Humphreys.
May Mariah, cum laude.
Rachel Harris.
Sabrina Sorensen.
Josie Miller.
McHady Clarkson.
Hunter Mulestein, summa cum laude.
Cami Thurgood, cum laude.
Sarah Horner, cum laude. You didn't know?
Maggie Smith, summa cum laude.
Sam and Jennifer Jorgensen, summa cum laude.
Tiffany Schreiner.
Cody Gibbs, summa cum laude.
Casey Tittle.
Colby Carter.
Jaden Strong.
Caitlin Tomlin.
Jessica Ross.
Caden Larson.
Rachel Probst, summa cum laude.
Moroni Black.
Ashlyn Black, cum laude.
Taya Baker, summa cum laude.
Deborah Walker, magna cum laude.
Alexander Baxter.
Madison Ward, cum laude.
Kendra Smith.
Peyton Pace, magna cum laude.
Janelle Prime, magna cum laude.
Mickey Mills.
Oakley Collins.
Skylar Thacker.
Katie Tanner. You're good.
Miranda D. McKenna Lister.
Abby Jorgensen, summa cum laude.
Chloe Thompson.
Destiny Dippo.
Abigail Heinzen, cum laude.
Cynthia Robinson, summa cum laude.
Jackson Hepworth.
Ayu Higashino, summa cum laude.
Audrey Anderson.
Amelia Anderson, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Bailey, magna cum laude.
Ellie Christensen, summa cum laude.
John Bartholomew.
Danielle Horlacher, cum laude.
Hunter Parkinson, cum laude.
Kason Casper.
Erica Stone, summa cum laude.
Melissa Butler.
Sarah Young.
Taylor Davies.
Catherine Christensen.
Cassidy Larson, summa cum laude.
Jacob Whitney, magna cum laude.
Jane Kolovich.
Soraya Grant.
Isabel Sanchez.
Samuel Lanier.
Stone Pollock, summa cum laude. Did I miss it?
Boyd Rasmussen, magna cum laude.
Mary Mason.
Colton Bagley.
Marin Pollock, cum laude.
Heather Anderson, cum laude.
Samuel Boucher.
Mackenzie Boyer.
Sailor Ford, cum laude.
Hallie Bennett, cum laude.
Ashton Childs.
Taryn Sorensen.
Sadie Rose, summa cum laude.
Whitney Burton, magna cum laude.
Brianne Begay.
Caden Bosch, magna cum laude.
Jared Bosch, cum laude.
Mitchell Butcher, cum laude.
Lara Palmer, cum laude.
Camelia Zuninga, cum laude.
Noah Stevenson.
Bethany Lamb, summa cum laude.
Kevin Gonzalez, summa cum laude.
Aubrey Turner, summa cum laude.
Ariana Para, cum laude.
Mia Peshlikai.
Samantha Holder.
Annie Pham.
Sarah Applegarth.
Eddie Mendez.
Vicente Carrasco.
Ashley Jorgensen.
Jared Powell.
Dakota Jarvis.
Natalie Young, cum laude.
Sierra Skippers.
Abigail Colby.
Megan Lynn, cum laude.
Sydney Eichelberger, summa cum laude.
Carson Lawrence.
Megan Billings.
Jordan Christofferson, cum laude.
Tori Lewis, cum laude.
Elizabeth Anderson, summa cum laude.
Hannah Schwartz, cum laude.
Brigham Lewis, magna cum laude.
Caitlin Moish, cum laude.
Ali Schroeder.
Isaiah Guyman.
Eladia DiCardo.
Haley Allen, summa cum laude.
Mallory Bowen, summa cum laude.
Aaron Johnson, magna cum laude.
Eric Reyes.
Mikkel Knighton.
Che-Rin Green.
Julie Anna Fisher, cum laude.
Jada Lundy.
Emma Otteson.
Diana Anderson, magna cum laude.
Aubrey Ukena, cum laude.
Emily Burton, summa cum laude.
Annalie Ertel.
Sarah Gilly, cum laude.
Tacey Miller.
Elena Larson, summa cum laude.
Good job. Michael Masters.
Madison Reed.
Callie Bates.
Sydney Bolton, magna cum laude.
Haley Cox, magna cum laude.
Abigail Mack.
Caden Anderson.
Jessica Anderson.
Courtney Hill, summa cum laude.
Reagan Sedgwick, cum laude.
Samantha Davies, summa cum laude.
Mason Richens.
Quincy Allred.
Oren Phillinson.
Jarrett Smith.
Braden Gonder.
Alexis Curtis.
Peyton Collister.
McCall Wardle.
Eliza Swallow.
Natalie Starley.
Elizabeth Farron.
Megan Dennis.
Cameron Clark, magna cum laude.
Rachel Talbot, cum laude.
Jeffrey Erickson, magna cum laude.
Alex Allred, magna cum laude.
Lexi Monson, summa cum laude.
Riley Morgan, summa cum laude.
Elena Allred.
Emily Squire, cum laude.
Henry Peterson, cum laude.
Allie Brotherson, summa cum laude.
Abigail Pfeiffer, magna cum laude.
Michaela Johnson, summa cum laude.
Lauren Christiansen.
Alexia Bird, magna cum laude.
Cody Lewis.
Katie Jacobson, summa cum laude.
Amanda Diaz.
Haley Humphrey, summa cum laude.
Shawnee English, summa cum laude.
Caleb Solberg, summa cum laude.
Britton Whitaker.
Brandon Taggart.
McKenna Harmon, summa cum laude.
Courtney Maisie.
Emilia Anderson, cum laude.
Hannah Tibbles, summa cum laude.
Connor Beardall, cum laude.
Rhiannon West, cum laude.
Kate Barron.
Brinley Lowe, cum laude.
Jarek Jensen.
Tyra Hamlin, summa cum laude.
Hallie Biergard, cum laude.
Caden Madsen, cum laude.
Jaden Jensen.
Taryn Thompson.
Paige King, magna cum laude.
Logan Healy, magna cum laude.
Jordan Kennedy.
Brindley Knight, cum laude.
Corbin Park, summa cum laude.
Michaela Shattuck.
Ashlyn Paulson, magna cum laude.
Tyler Wickstrom.
Camille Palmer.
Cody Alder, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Johnson, magna cum laude.
Olita Anamarukdova, magna cum laude.
Riley Steed.
Talon Gamble, cum laude.
Victoria Morley, summa cum laude.
Alexia Joseph.
Kyle Brenchley, cum laude.
Chad Roderick.
Michael Moore, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Moore, cum laude.
Nathan Ibsen, summa cum laude.
Andrew Olson, summa cum laude.
Samantha Bergen.
Tate Jensen, cum laude.
Annika Christensen.
Devin Burns, cum laude.
Dakota Barnett, magna cum laude.
Callie Goebel, magna cum laude.
Gracie Gardner, summa cum laude.
Lauren Lambert, summa cum laude.
Brittany Lang, magna cum laude.
Kennedy Ramsey, summa cum laude.
Catherine Brady.
Benjamin Brady, cum laude.
Adriana North, summa cum laude.
Laura Michaelis, magna cum laude.
JC Monroe, cum laude.
Derek Redmond, magna cum laude.
Brian Beard, magna cum laude.
Emily Noyce, summa cum laude.
Kirsten Birch, summa cum laude.
Natalie Day, summa cum laude.
Emma Mayo, cum laude.
Cassandra Sheese, cum laude.
Rachel Wood, magna cum laude.
Marinda Young.
Emma Eccles.
Ayumi Matsumoto.
Dalton Drubay, magna cum laude.
Mitchell Miles, magna cum laude.
Chet Dalton, summa cum laude.
Aaron Wilkins, cum laude.
Griffin Worth.
Eric Anderson, summa cum laude.
Chloe Wharton, cum laude.
Hannah Holden, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Morris, cum laude.
Cicely Smith, magna cum laude.
Ambria Dial, summa cum laude.
Caitlin Kent, magna cum laude.
Savannah Sorensen.
Camry Brunson.
Giselle Aguilera.
Tyler Faircloth.
Madison Schulson, cum laude.
Diana Solano.
Kylie Williams, summa cum laude.
Kyler Robbins, cum laude.
Zachary Mogg.
Audrey Young.
Olivia Weiniger.
J.C. Parr, cum laude.
Katie Dito, cum laude.
Brielle Robertson, cum laude.
Daniel Dennis, magna cum laude.
Cassidy Kovach.
Hallie Jackson.
Dawson Dexter.
Jonathan Tullis.
Cheyenne Watkins.
Avery Cowan.
Youssef Harak. Summa cum laude.
Matthew Christian Prince.
Aiden Gowans, magna cum laude.
Jessica Banner.
Jason Webb, cum laude.
Maria Victoria Tovar, summa cum laude.
Kaylin Ward, magna cum laude.
Darth Vader, cum laude. That's on the card.
Madeline Billy.
Haley Bodley.
Vanessa Bizimana.
Tia Sanders, cum laude.
Michaela Labram, summa cum laude.
Dylan Smith, magna cum laude. Karam Lajan, summa cum laude.
Saeed Issa Saeed Aladdin, cum laude.
Tenzin Norzum, magna cum laude.
Divali Cueva, magna cum laude.
Kyla Daniels.
Kendall Davis, cum laude.
Mary McCormick, magna cum laude.
Ashlyn Hardy.
Macy Scholes, summa cum laude.
Britton Brewer.
Karsten Crane, magna cum laude.
Clark Larson, cum laude.
Caitlin Novus Larson.
Reagan Gee, summa cum laude.
Mackenzie Stokes.
Stetson Bennett.
Lindsay Allen, cum laude.
Christina Jones, summa cum laude.
Kendra Jones, summa cum laude.
Carly Pay.
Heidi Little.
Anna Staker, summa cum laude.
Benjamin Johnson, summa cum laude.
Zachary Olson.
Jeffrey Diamond, magna cum laude.
Sione Molisi.
Tavidi Fotu.
Carly Pahasik, magna cum laude.
Brandon Pahasik, magna cum laude.
Corin McCarthy, cum laude.
Rachel Bernards.
Parker Stewart.
Brooklyn Crosby.
Lisette Rodriguez.
Megan Yost, cum laude.
Shayla Danielson, cum laude.
Jacqueline Ugosti.
Miguel Moreno.
Michaela Locks.
Way to go, Michaela!
Mackenzie Perfelli, magna cum laude.
Courtney Heaton, magna cum laude.
Madison Sorensen.
Sydney Peck, summa cum laude.
Cade Jorgensen.
Ellie Midgley, cum laude.
Amber Lujan, cum laude.
Christopher Mills.
Heidi Doherty, cum laude.
Haley Hightower.
Salome Pastor, cum laude.
Gaspar Bedoya, cum laude.
Joshua Ogden.
Sarah Laybourne, summa cum laude.
McKaylee Bukers, magna cum laude.
Jason Bukers, cum laude.
Kaylee Larson.
Joseph Williams.
Kendra Sorensen.
Philip Stewart.
Jacob R. Osborne.
Brody Jenkins, summa cum laude.
Jason Christensen, magna cum laude.
Lance Witten.
Tanner Edgington, summa cum laude.
Matthew Griffin.
my knuckles are bloody. We are so close to being done. We are going to miss you, though, graduates. You have really been an incredible class. And our students have been able to accomplish the goal here because of the great people that are here, for those that have supported you. Each year, 2 awards are given for outstanding faculty performance on behalf of Snow College. Last year, we were not able to publicly recognize recipients, so we have 4 honorees this year. Stacy McKiff, David Allred, Danny Larson, and Jonathan Bodrero. And you can read their bios in the printed program. David Allred from our English department and Jonathan Bodrero, who teaches math, are the recipients of the Jesse Madsen Brady Teaching Award, which is given for outstanding teaching. Stacy McKiff and Danny Larson are the recipients of the J. Elliott Maxine Cameron Award for service for their extraordinary contributions to their respective departments and to the college as a whole. And so the cash gift associated with these awards are made possible by generous donors, and we thank the Cameron and Howard families. So Stacy, David, Danny, and Jonathan, will you please stand? Oh, you are. You are. They're overachievers. So, well done. Okay, just a couple of little details. I'll now invite our student body president, Matt Griffin, to the microphone for brief remarks and the tassel changing ceremony. President Matt.
Thank you all so much, and thank you especially for this opportunity given to me by Snow College. You know, I don't know how many celebrations or graduations we have where Tanner, our valedictorian, who has the best grades of every single graduate here, and myself, Matt Griffin, who has the worst grades, get to speak for you today. This year has been unlike any other year Snow College has ever had. And in 2 semesters, we've had some of the most memorable moments in our school history. In sports alone, with the challenges of COVID changing so much of our athletes' daily lives, we have excelled far beyond anyone's expectations. Our men's football team is currently ranked 2nd in the nation. Oh yeah, give it up for them. And our girls volleyball team not only dominated their conference, but went further than any other Badger volleyball team has ever gone before, finishing 2nd at the National Junior College Championships. In a year of what seems like political warfare, Snow College, for the first year in its school history, was awarded the Campus Cup, which is an award given by the Lieutenant Governor's Office to the most politically engaged campus in the state of Utah in the democratic process of this year's election. Academically, our Snow College Ethics Bowl team won the Rocky Mountain and Wasatch Regional Ethics Bowl tournament. They then went on to compete at nationals, which included teams from Yale, Stanford, and Harvard. While our students did not win the national tournament, they earned more points than Yale and 1 point lower than both Stanford and Harvard University. Now, I know a lot of you may be thinking, I have no idea Snow had an Ethics Bowl team, or what an Ethics Bowl team even does. Many of you never have heard of the Campus Cup, and many of you probably never saw a sporting event at Snow College, but that's okay, because the greatness of Snow College is not determined by an award, by a team, or by our leaders. Snow College's greatness is defined by the individual greatness of every single student. The student standing next to you has accomplished greatness. And the person you are has accomplished greatness, especially the kind of greatness that is far beyond any physical award. But today, we are not being just recognized for our academic achievement, but most importantly, we are being recognized for our individual commitment to our own personal greatness and celebrate the opportunity to be even greater than what Snow College has given us the opportunity to be. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the end. Let's make this official. If we could have every graduating student move your tassel from the right side over to the left. And it is my honor and privilege to congratulate the 2021 Snow College graduating class. Thank you.
Thank you, President Griffin. Congratulations again to you all, and thanks to Provost Jenkins and Kate Perry, Dr. Lindsay Cheney for their assistance in presenting our graduates' names. Thank you so much for all those who helped put this event together. This took a lot of work, and we really appreciate them. Now listen, I want you to indulge me just for a second, graduates. I want you to take this opportunity to show your appreciation. So I want you to stand. I want you to stand, and I want to have you face your teachers, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and all those who have supported and encouraged you to get to this place. And let me tell you, no one gets here alone. So I want you to stand. I want you to find them in the crowd. I want you to make eye contact with them and let them know how much their support has meant to you. All right, thanks, graduate. We got to wind this down, you know. Have a seat. Here we go. Immediately following the ceremony, you are all invited to join us for an informal reception here on the field. We will now enjoy a closing number. Our closing number will be Our Alma Mater Hymn by the Wind Symphony and A Cappella Choir. And after the singing, the Wind Symphony will perform Wayfaring Stranger, a traditional American folk song, as the platform party recesses. We thank you all again for your participation today. Please arise for the singing of the Alma Mater Hymn, whose words are on the inside cover of your program, and remain standing until the platform party has exited the stage. Dr. Huff and Mr. Siemens.